let's get started. Rachel Brodie.
Hello. Hi, everybody. This is amazing.
Rachel, is this your first interview as Miss Brodie Beauty?
This is my very first interview. Yes, very first. So I'm absolutely over the moon that you chose me to be interviewed as well. It's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, it is so my pleasure. Thank you so much for joining all of us here today. And Queens, I think you can give Rachel a big thumbs up and lots of hearts and lots of encouragement as we go through, because if you've never been interviewed live on a Facebook Live, it can just be a little nerve-wracking, can't it?
It is very weird.
Even just chatting to your mates, it can be a bit.
Yeah.
Thank you, Claire. I love Claire is so brilliant at making herself the tech help on all of this. She's like, you're live. So like, thank you, Claire. Amazing. Now, goodness me, I'm so excited to get in and talk to you about your products and Brodie Beauty and how it all began, because my first introduction to this was years and years ago. I can't remember how many years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I was invited up to teach in Accrington, which I just thought was hilarious because I just remembered the commercial, you know, the Accrington Stanley. It was there.
Stanley. Yeah,
exactly. So I didn't even know that Accrington was a real place, and now here I was being invited up to meet this incredible firecracker. I'd heard all about Miss Rachel Brodie and stay at your house and teach a meditation course. And you gave me, as a little guest gift, a little pot of Brodie Beauty Balm. And I have to say, Queens, this little sample size pot, which I used on any dry patches on my body and face, I used it as a lip balm, I used it as a cuticle balm, I even used it on my split ends, lasted me 2 years. This woman knows what she's doing. It was a brilliant product. It was amazing. So, Rachel, tell us a little bit about yourself, just for any of the queens who don't know you. Who are you? Where are you from? How did you get started with Brodie Beauty?
Thank you very much, Scylla. My name is Rachel. So I again live in a little town in Accrington, and I have been what I call concocting for at least 20 years, mainly just grabbing things from my kitchen cupboards, oils. I've always had a fascination with essential oils or anything natural. I think particularly having red hair and having very sensitive pale skin as well, you can't just slap anything on your face. Sure. Yeah. At all. Really prone to really dry skin, and I think particularly that for me just created such and it's instinctive as well, I think. So I've been concocting for so long, but never ever thought, let's do this as a business. My work life is project management for charities. I've worked with lots of different charities and things like that. And actually Brodie Beauty came to me after a 20-minute meditation. It was literally divinely inspired, and it just was literally downloaded into me, and I wrote the business plan, the logo, everything to do with the business in about 5 minutes. Yeah,
that's amazing. Because I was going to ask you, actually, how does being a conscious queen and having a spiritual meditative practice, how has that played into your business? And well, you've just given us one answer there, is that it gave you your business.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Because of most people, I never thought I'd work for myself. I thought I'd be employed for years, and then actually the fact that it was just given to me, and I put it off for quite a while. You know, we're human, aren't we? And that fear did kick in, and it took me 2 years after, well, about 18 months after, to launch the business. But you know, I don't regret it one bit. It's absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
It's beautiful to see how you've taken that download, because you're right, we get those downloads all the time, don't we? Especially when we have a meditation practice. I've heard this from loads of you in the group and definitely talked to you about this before, Rachel, but it's like you're just walking along and suddenly it's like a whole business plan or a whole solution or a whole idea about something that you didn't have to consciously and laboriously think about is just absolutely there. If you queens have had that experience too, give us a thumbs up, tell us a yay, and you can even share your story with how that's happened for you. That's actually how one of my businesses started as well. I was out walking after a meditation, playing with being present with my eyes open, and suddenly, boom, business plan for a theatre school.
Absolutely amazing.
Amazing.
And I think for me as well, I wanted to kind of ignore it for quite a little bit. I'm not good enough, all those fear things. And it just kept literally coming and coming and coming. And I thought, you know what, let's just go for it. If I don't do it, I'll never do it. And what's the worst that could happen?
I remember one of the steps on your journey, actually, that came to mind this week because of the conscious check-in we had on Friday when we were talking about asking for help. Do you remember a particular time in your business when you really pulled up your big girl knickers and asked for help?
Do. Yeah, I certainly do. And you were an absolute star with that, because I was actually staying at your house when I was in London for some training. And basically I didn't have enough money to start the business. I'd done it in little dribs and drabs and needed not a huge amount of money, about £1,000, just to launch all the bulk packaging, everything like that. And you basically told me, just crowdfund it.
Yeah.
No, can't do that. And in the morning, I obviously thought about it in the morning, and then I had the bones of my crowdfunding. I said, there you go, Maharati. Should I post it? And it worked. Yeah, so blessed.
Brilliantly. And it was so gorgeous to see that, Rachel, because it was such, you know, I'm not saying £1,000 can be a significant amount of money.
Yeah, it was to me.
Yourself, you know, to come out of nowhere. But I know how loved you are. And it was so amazing to just see you in that moment and see what you maybe weren't seeing for yourself, which is that people would happily and gladly give you money to seed your project, because it was such a pure project. It's such a great idea, and you're such a lovely person and you give so much. And I think sometimes we forget that it's a pleasure to give, you know, and what you gave people in there was a pleasure, was that pleasure of giving and feeling like they'd done something really great in helping somebody that they love very much. So it was amazing, actually. And it's just one of the things I love about you is that was a 24-hour turnaround from me saying, just crowdfund it. Woke up the next day at Queen, she had written a beautiful business proposal, had the crowdfunder site all ready to go. All I had to do was a quick proofread and say, hit send, go. And how long did it take you to raise the funds?
I think it was only about a month. Less than that. I think it was really, really quickly. So, and that was fantastic. I had the funds, and even after that, so I had the funds, but then I still had a kind of, oh my God, I don't want to do it. Sadly, my auntie passed away in the April, and I was just gonna, you know, nah, I'm not doing it. Another excuse, I realised, and it just shone an excuse on, you know, just carry on going. So I launched in the July, and I thought, you know, it was the best thing I ever did. Yeah, and a great excuse for a party, of course.
Of course, we love a party, and you love a dress up. So you launched with how many products?
5 products last July. And the ethos of my business, my tagline is keep it simple. Even in the natural beauty industry, you only have to look at the back of any ingredient list, and there's a minimum 10 ingredients, and I just think that's nonsense. You know, we don't need that, and especially people with that sensitive skin. So my products will never have any more than 5 ingredients, no matter what product I make, which actually makes it harder to do. It's very tricky. But also they don't contain any water, so they're anhydrous, so they're just oil-based. No water, no preservatives, no fillers, none of that nonsense. We don't need it.
That's just given me the brilliant goosebumps of yes, it sounds amazing. And I love too that you are challenging yourself to stick within your values, because again, to me, that's like real conscious queen action. Is you've set yourself these values of keep it simple. That's your motto. And even though it's more difficult to create products that way, now look how easily you can stand behind your products knowing that you've created something amazing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've a few people contacted me right at the beginning of this kind of pandemic to create hand wash. And I ultimately said, no, I'm not creating it. I'm not creating a product with alcohol or water. I don't believe in alcohol in them. I'm not doing it. So even though I could have been, you know, financially, it could have boosted my business probably massively, I wasn't changing my ethics for money.
Oh, wow. I honor you for that, Rachel. And if you do have dry hands after all the hand washing and all the alcohol rubs, get yourself some beauty balm. Rachel, what are your 5 products that you have right now?
So I will show you guys. So at the minute, my 5 products are very exciting. Here's one I prepared earlier. So first one is a body scrub. Can you see it?
Yeah.
There we go. So we can't do smelly vision, sadly, but this smells absolutely amazing. So it's made with Himalayan sea salt, sugar, olive oil, but then it's also got sweet orange essential oil in it and spearmint. So it smells absolutely amazing. So it looks, can you see?
Yeah. Have we all just gone?
Yeah. Smell it. Absolutely fantastic on dry or wet skin. It's just really good. I use it, you know, when your hands are dry, just shoving it a little bit on dry hands, then rinse it. Dead easy. That's one.
Amazing. And I love how you've made a product in 2 of the flavors of matchsticks.
Yeah, it smells like sherbet. It smells like sherbet. Yeah, I know, because I like sherbet. And it's a massive jar as well. You know, a lot of body scrubs are teeny tiny. I don't scrimp on the size either. So the next one also smells of sherbet. Now everybody gets very confused about my dusting powder.
Yeah, what is dusting powder?
Oh, it's great. So I literally came up with this idea a couple of years ago on holiday to Greece. You know, when you get really sweaty in between your legs when you walk on holiday, basically, sorry guys, but it all happens to all of us.
I was going to pretend no, but yeah, come on.
Yeah, put your hand up who gets very sweaty, especially you have a shower of an evening and you think, oh my God, I need a shower. Boobs, ladies.
Under the boobs, for those of us.
Horrific. Those of us who have them.
Personal blessing. Good news, bad news. Who knows?
Yeah. So this baby was born, and again, literally, it's got 5 ingredients, but this has got also hand grated cocoa butter for extra moisturising properties and sweet orange oil again. So it smells like a party. I'll show you a little bit. But it's also made with arrowroot, kaolin clay, and a little bit of bicarb soda. See?
Wow.
Oh, you hardly need any. I've just put it all over my arm. And can you see? So it absorbs moisture, if you can see the difference.
Yeah, that's lovely.
So it absorbs moisture, but actually what it also does is also hydrates your skin. It's a very clever product. Very clever.
Oh, Claire is asking, is that good for sensitive skin? She gets psoriasis.
Yeah, but instead of, because it's got sweet orange oil in it, I would veer clear from any essential oils. So the body oil, which I'll show you next, the body oil has literally no essential oils in it whatsoever. Got a sprig of lavender in it. That's only got 4 oils in it. So it's got olive, coconut, sweet almond and grapeseed. Absolutely amazing for sensitive skin, eczema and psoriasis.
Fantastic.
And it's bizarre, it's not greasy. So it's an oil, but it's actually not greasy. So, and you hardly need any.
Oh, look at the sexy dropper.
Sexy dropper. It's nice to put on. A little bit on, tiny bit. Absorbs.
That went so far.
Yeah, you hardly need any. I'm doing myself out a lot of the business here because it's too much. I'll be honest.
From a fast turnover, make money quick point of view,
not happening.
you're doing it all wrong.
No, exactly.
Building a loyal fan base and putting like products with pride and value in the world, you're smashing it. You're smashing it. Rachel, show us really quick your last two products that you've got.
Really quick. So
I
face serum, last one. It is a teeny tiny bottle, but oh my God, this is absolutely incredible. 5 fantastic oils, no essential oils again. You need literally 2 drops. You can use it at night as a treatment on your cuticles, all sorts of stuff. They're all multi-use products as well.
Cool.
And last but not least, lip balm. So this is the second incarnate of the balm that I gave you, Maharati.
Oh, it's even better.
Yeah. So it's teeny tiny, but again, it's amazing. Stick it on your split ends. It smells like chocolate because it's got cocoa butter in it. But yeah, it is great. Yeah.
Amazing. And if I wanted to buy your body oil or the smaller oil as well, the multi-use oil, but I wanted it to smell, I could just add in a few drops of my own essential oil.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. If somebody says to me, oh, can you just add an essential oil? I can't, because I've had to get all these safeties tested. So if I had anything else in, then I'd have to get that safety tested. But yeah, I've done it. Yeah.
That's a great thing to know as well, because sometimes I think you're so natural in the way you talk and your vernacular when you say like, oh, I'm just concocting in my kitchen. And what people might not realize is that you have actually been stringently safety tested. You've got all of the doodads and the business safety checkoffs and totally product business minded.
I read 150-page EU cosmetic regulations rules. It was about that thick.
Wow.
Yeah, that was only one bit. So yeah.
Very safe, very good to go. Well done. Oh, amazing. Now, I know the queens. Queens, give me a shout if you want to hear Rachel's top tips. I'm dying to hear these, honestly. She gave me one top tip and I've been using it.
I'm only giving you 3, but I've got loads.
I know. I honestly, Rachel is my encyclopedia of beauty knowledge, and we'll talk about it a bit later. But I was like, get a blog up. But first, give us your tips. So, so I think we're all ready. Yes, please. We're all ready for the tips. Rachel, what did you theme your tips? At one point, you were talking about having a little theme for the tips. Did that happen, or are you wild carding it?
Kind of. I've got 3 products, three products that literally everybody or most people have in their kitchen that you can easily rehash for multiple use body products. And the first one is honey. God, it's great in your tea. I can literally eat it off the spoon, but actually what it does for your skin is sensational in less than 5 minutes flat. So I'll give you a few tips with honey.
Mm-hmm.
One tip on your hands.
Mm-hmm.
So put a tiny teaspoon of honey on your hands dry. Literally rub it in. It might be a bit sticky, but it's absolutely fine. And then either rinse or wash your hands and they will be as soft as silk. Absolutely.
Try that.
Honestly, if anybody doesn't have softer hands after that, I will eat somebody's hat.
Funny.
On your face as well. So exactly the same with honey. Usually either do it when you want to wash your hair or stick a headband in, but just pop honey on your face. Incredible. Rinse off 5 minutes.
So you don't need to do anything else, just literally honey out of the jar onto your face.
Yeah, clean. As long as your face is clean, face and hands are clean, stick a teaspoon in. Any dry feet, anywhere that's maybe if you've got also kind of dermatitis, anything really sensitive, sunburn, honey is blimmin' amazing. Yeah.
And is there a particular brand of honey that you use or type of honey that you use?
Yeah, I tend to I always use local honey.
Mm-hmm.
So very funny. I get my local honey from my local chip shop man.
No way.
Yeah, my chippy sells the honey that they make. Yeah, in the next town over. It all happens in Accrington. So yeah, local honey is the best because the bees have been pollinated by your local local bees and local flowers, so much better.
And a note on that too, because I generally, like probably 99.9% follow a vegan diet. So just a word on that, because I know a lot of vegans steer clear of honey because of the cruelty in the honey industry. However, if you can, as I have in London, if you found a local, what are they called? Honey person? Beekeeper. Thanks, Rach. With their own apiary. I know that word. Have a chat with them about how they look after their bees, because I know that the people that I buy my honey from, they don't destroy the hive to collect the honey. They use the old-fashioned way of gently smoking the bees just to make them a bit sleepy while they collect the honey. So no bees were permanently damaged or even harmed really in the collecting of that local honey. So if that's something that concerns you, there is a bit of a way around it.
Yeah, my beekeeper's the same, and he also collects bees from hives that are all over the show as well, so he protects them, so it's great. Yeah.
Pauline is just telling us that she's a beekeeper. Pauline,
you've got
to be calling you. What's your final tip with honey?
Honey, another tip with honey is as well on any burns or scars as well. Brilliant. You know, really good for kind of scar tissue. It's got anti macro for your macrobiome. I can't say that word. You know what I mean? Probiotics, whatever it's called. Yeah. Really good.
Can you put that, like if I was to just burn myself on the oven today, not that I ever potentially cooks, if I'm making toast, don't burn myself. Could I put that directly on a fresh burn?
What I would do first is what we'd usually do with burns and kind of wet it under the cold tap. But once you've done that, then yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. No gauze or anything like that.
Yeah, no gauze, just straight again, honey onto the skin. Wow, I'm feeling like I just discovered a superpower in my own kitchen, and I might have to start putting a jar of honey in my bathroom cabinet instead of my kitchen cabinet. Let us know, queens, queen bees, how you are feeling about those tips and which one you are excited to try. Well, Rachel, I did promise the queens that you would give away your lustrous hair secret.
I also have a couple of other really top tips very quickly. I wasn't just going to do honey.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Next one, Mara, so you need to try egg white.
This one I struggle with, but the queens are listening.
Oh yes, sorry.
I'll use this one on potentially.
Non-vegan people, egg white. Absolutely amazing for your face, for your skin. Just whisk egg white, pop it on your face, 10 minutes, and it tightens your skin and gets rid of, makes your pores smaller, so reduces your pore size. Wow. And great for kind of pimples and breakouts once a week. Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, if you're going on a night out, pop a little bit of egg white on, and then as your night out treatment, and then you look radiant.
Well, you always do, so it obviously works. So tell us more. Keep them coming.
So we have one for the vegans, and use oats next. So oats are fantastic. A lot of people know about the general oats secret in your bath. So get either an old pair of tights, clean please, or a little drawstring bag. Pop them with some oats in. Maybe, a little handful of oats. Mm-hmm. Pop them over your bath tap when you're running the bath. And then your oats will literally make your skin really soft and absolutely beautiful. And another thing, so you can actually mix your oats with your honey. So it gives you a slight exfoliating for your hands as well. And then again, the same for your face. But if you want to use either oats on their own with maybe a little bit of milk, honey or olive oil, and again, just maybe ground your oats up so that they're not as big, and you can use it a little bit of a face scrub. Oh,
that is such a good idea, because I have tried using oats as an exfoliating face mask before. To be honest, they all just fell off all over the sofa.
No.
I will grind them up a little bit first next time, and then
I've got a Magimix, so a blender. So I'll just chuck them in the blender.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. I'm going to have to watch this again later with a jot all of these down. And what I love about all of this is, like you said, we've all got an old, like, I don't really like oats, so I usually have an old bag of them at the back of the cupboard. Like, what a great way to use them up.
Exactly.
And a bit of honey usually lying around, crystallizing in a jar somewhere, you know, and that we do, because Patanjali likes eggs, we do have eggs in the house all the time. So yeah, right there. Yeah. This is the perfect quarantine beauty makeover time, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, everybody can pamper themselves without spending anything. If you don't want to go to the shops or can't get things, and honey's great as well on your lips as well. So if for a little kind of lip treat, mix it with a little bit of brown sugar, and you can exfoliate your lips as well.
Wow! And then do you get to lick it off?
Yep, because it's edible. Mix it with a bit of strawberry and then it'd be even fabulous.
Claire is asking egg whites on the hair too. I think you've got a tip for this.
So, top tip for hair, and this comes in 2 parts. So, Maharati's been doing it, and I've been using it for quite a while. In fact, I did my hair on Monday. Top tip for hair that will make your hair lustrous, shiny, thicker, and just absolutely amazing. So, you can buy henna powder, which is what they call neutral henna powder. So it doesn't colour your hair. It's green and it looks a bit funny, like green powder. It's ridiculous.
It's a bit scary because you will look at the green and go, I'm going to end up with green hair. Yeah. You don't. Honestly, you don't.
You can get neutral henna powder from lots of different places, really easy to buy. So you mix a few, depending on how long your hair is, but I usually mix about 3 tablespoons of the henna powder in a little bowl with 2 things, but egg can be one of them, but also castor oil. So castor oil is absolutely incredible for your hair. I get mine from a company called Essence. It's a British company, ethical, fantastic. And so mix the henna powder with a little of the castor oil until it goes a bit like yogurt consistency. If you want extra protein and extra shine in your hair, chuck an egg in it as well. A whole egg, yeah. Mix it all up. What I tend to do with the eggs is I'll put the eggs in there that are maybe I don't want to eat because they've gone a bit past the date, so I won't waste them. Put them on my hair. So yeah, mix it all up. It doesn't look very nice.
Don't eat it.
Don't eat it. And when you put it on your hair, be very careful because it will probably slide about everywhere. But I leave it on all day, pretty much. An hour minimum if you rushing, but I leave it on all day. When you wash it off, because the castor oil is quite, it's got a high viscosity, it might take a few times to rinse it out. That's fine. And if you're going to put an egg in with it, it will make your hair hard whilst you've got it on your head, but that's fine. That's normal because the eggs are hardening.
It's an absolutely brilliant tip. I must say, I've probably only done it twice just because it just takes a bit of forethought, which I'm not great at. And but for days afterwards, I keep like grabbing my hair and pulling it because I can't believe how much it changes the texture of my hair and makes it feel thicker from the inside. And I did a little bit of research on castor oil as well because I was like, why is this stuff so good? And discovered that it's full of minerals and vitamins that if you rub it actually into your scalp promotes hair growth and scalp health and all sorts. And it's also really good and completely safe for all hair types. So everything from wispy, thin blonde all the way through to thick, gorgeous afro hair on people of color. It's safe for everyone because I checked that. I wanted to make sure that we were giving good inclusive tips today.
Exactly.
Definitely castor oil.
What I do sometimes with the castor oil as well, so when my hair when I've dried it, sometimes if I want, like it's now a little bit curly underneath, so what I've done that so I can use it as a slight styling product as well. So put a teeny tiny bit of castor oil, very thick, teeny tiny bit, just so that your hands are coated. Don't start at the top because it'll be greasy as heck. Start at the bottom and then just push it through. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
good for
Oh, I'm going
styling
to
as
try
well.
that later because mine's gone a bit fluffy today, to
Yeah,
be honest.
yeah, it will work.
Dry heat. On a very dry heat over here, people.
Yeah.
Need some dusting powder. Couple of questions here. We have got from Laura, do you put that concoction on wet or dry hair?
I usually put it on wet or on dry hair. It's easier to put it on dry hair. I usually start at the top, do the sides, do the back, and then do all this bit. And then actually what I do with that is dunk that, it sounds a bit bombing, I dunk that bit into the ball,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get it all. Yeah.
That's
Twist
such a good tip. That is
yeah.
such a good tip to just dunk the end, because I'm there scooping and
Yeah,
scooping.
yeah, yeah. Dunk your hair into it.
Basically, get a bath of castor oil and just lay in it while you're eating honey. I think that's what we've got out of today.
Exactly.
Siri would love to know if you have any option instead of castor oil if people don't tolerate it.
Of course, for your hair as well, olive oil is absolutely amazing. Again, we thought generally most people have got olive oil in your kitchen cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good for strengthening your hair as well.
So you could just substitute the castor oil, add the henna and the egg if you wanted with the olive oil. Fantastic.
Yeah. Or if you didn't even want to use an oil, the henna will work all by itself. And you can either use a couple of things. You can either just mix the henna with water and it will still really condition your hair. Or, very bizarre, you can brew some tea, some normal tea, green tea, and substitute the tea for the water and mix it with the henna, and then that'll do it. Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God, I bet you would smell amazing as well.
Yeah.
Smelling like a brew. I think that would be brilliant. You are so welcome, Queens. Keep your questions coming in. While we've got Rachel, we can see if we were just going to wring all the goodness out of her that we can. You've got something really exciting to tell us.
I do, guys. So over the past couple of days, I've been concocting, and you guys are the absolute first people to hear about my next product.
Give Rachel a clap.
I've been thinking about a product to remove makeup for quite some time. I use a lot of oils. Yes, particularly at mascara. A lot of cleansers literally don't remove makeup, or they leave panda eyes. So, but I didn't just want to, knowing me, I didn't just want to do something that took your makeup off. I wanted to make a product that does lots of different things, again, multi-use like everything else. So I've been creating my first beauty balm. So I brought a beauty balm, a bit of a mouthful, and it's green. So I'm going to show you guys, if you can see. So this is one of the first. Can you see it? Can you see it?
Can you bring it this way a bit?
That way.
Put it in front of your nose. Put it in front of your nose, and then we'll see.
Yay! I used to where my camera is. So this is, I'll just grab a bit out. So it's quite hard because it's got shea butter in it. So again, it's got 5 ingredients, but it's got fantastic stuff in it. So it's got shea butter, sunflower seed oil, mango butter, tamanu oil, and bentonite clay. Now, the properties, I won't even go into the properties with all of them, but basically tamanu is a really green, smells of curry. It's not a very nice smelling oil, but tamanu is the absolute best oil for healing. It is absolutely amazing. You can put it on burns. It's great for wrinkles, dry skin, anything healing. You can put tamanu on, and it is fantastic. So I've put quite a, that's basically why it's come out green. Yeah, bentonite clay as well is one of the clays that's best for your skin, so it absorbs. But what it does in this is it makes it less greasy because you've got the mango butter and shea butter. So you can still get a good scoop of it. Can you see?
Put your hand in front of your face, babe.
That way, that way, that way. So it's quite slippy and slidey, but not too much. So you
And that
hardly do anything.
disappears really quickly as well. It's not like you're
Yeah.
left like with green face paint.
Yeah. No, the green goes. So you would put it on a dry. If you've still got your makeup on, put this on dry a little bit. Chuck it all over. Obviously, then you'll have your mascara everywhere, and then just get a hot cloth and rinse it off, and it removes everything. But also, if you can also use it as an overnight. You can then put it on as an overnight treatment if you've got dry bits. Put it on your hands if you've got any, it's basically can use for lots of different things. It's thicker and it's a slightly different consistency, say, to the lip balm or the facial oil, but it's made to heal. But also remove your makeup.
That's so clever. So something you can just use every day to get rid of your makeup, and then when you really need it, that's absolutely gorgeous. And we're the first to hear about this product.
First to hear. Nobody else has heard about it, so it's very, very exciting. And these are the sample pots. They're absolutely massive, 30-gram sample pots.
Wow. I don't know about the Queens, but I bet they do want to know, how do we get a hold of your products? And do we get a cheeky discount for being Queens?
Well, just because you're asking, yes. So if you order direct from me, so not on the website or anything, so just order direct from me, and you guys will get two things. So you'll get 10% off anything that you order, and you will also get, everybody, one of these. So you get a free brand new product for you to all try. So there's huge amount of product in there.
Wow. So they order something off the website, or
just send me a message.
We'll put a link in the description of this video as to how you can get a hold of Rachel, and just tell her what you want, or maybe, Rachel, you can send people a PDF of all the products and they can choose. You can order directly from Rachel for a 10% discount because you're and get that, is it 30 mils?
30 grams, massive.
30-gram free sample pot of her brand new product that we are the first ones to get to try. That's so generous, Rachel. That sounds amazing.
You guys can be my testers, and then you can give me feedback before it's live, you see.
That's absolutely brilliant. Now, I know we'll put a link to your blog and how people can get a hold of you, and obviously I've been putting your name all over the group so people can just link through and find you. As you can see, Queens, Rachel is so open and gorgeous and friendly. She will not mind you just DMing her, or just
definitely not.
Just make friends. She is the makeover beauty queen we all wish we had in high school, because she actually would have made us look good. Rachel, I've got one final question for you. And it's something I just thought of actually right as we said hi before we hopped on live. If I gave you one piece of card and you could write anything you wanted on it and give to a stranger today, what would you write on that card?
Love. Definitely love.
Oh my God, did anyone else get the goosebumps? Isn't she just the most gorgeous human being in the world? Oh my goodness, Rachel, we love you so much. Thank you for all of the tips. They were incredible. Basically, if you want the recap, I'm just going to say, smother yourself in honey and oats and a bit of castor oil.
They're white for good measure.
You know what? Oh, I love all of those natural beauty tips and hacks and things like that. But I have to say, even though I have done the castor oil a couple of times and absolutely loved it, there's nothing like having a product by Rachel that's already been blended and already to the right proportions and already safety tested. You're not going to give yourself a rash, just sitting there in your bathroom to use at liberal as much as you want, because it's going to last forever, because the products are amazing. So I deeply encourage you, Queens. Rachel, how long does that 10% discount last for?
So I'm 5th of June.
June the 5th. You have until June the 5th to make use of the 10% off with the free 30-gram Brody Beauty Balm sample to be the first people to try and test this out for Rachel. Oh, Queens, thank you so much for your questions. Thank you so much for the love that you've been showing Rachel. One last chance before we go, if you just want to give her your love hearts and let her know. I can't believe this was your first interview for your products.
I know, it's very exciting.
You cool as a cucumber.
Thanks. It's just because I'm talking to you, Maharati, and I can't see anybody else.
Oh, Queens, thank you so much for being here. If you've got more questions for Rachel, if you're watching this on the replay, just put them underneath and tag her in so she can find them. And I know how generous she is. If she's got time, she will answer those. Thank you, yes, for all the love hearts coming in for you, Rachel. And yes, let's that be our word of the day, straight from Miss Brody Beauty herself. Let's all just spread the love. Spread it like honey and castor oil everywhere. Thank you so much, Queens. Thank you so much, Rachel.